Hello, lacrosse fans. Welcome to the historic Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario, as we open the 2022 Arena Lacrosse League playoffs with a matchup of the 6 and 7 seeds, the Toronto Monarchs, up against the St. Catharines ShockWave, with a trip to tomorrow's quarterfinals on the line. Lance Wynn working alongside former player, coach, and now builder Blair Campbell as we get to the starting goalies. For the visitors from Toronto, Aiden Walsh comes in with a 2-3 record, 12.39 goals against average, and a .742 save percentage. And for St. Catharines, it'll be Austin Patty, 2-2 record, 16.09 goals against, and a .714 save percentage. Head coaches for the Monarchs in his first season at the helm, it's Sean Gillies. He's joined by assistants Bobby DeBrone, Nick Krepensek, and Justin Kirby-Wilson. And for the ShockWave in his fifth season, a coach at every level in the sport, Ron Mouser-Henry. Clancy Almus is his assistant. And as we get started right off the bat, first possession of the game will go to the ShockWave. Officials for today's game, Roger Nurse is the crew chief, and right off the bat, first shot, good save made. Mac Abbott will be joining Nurse, as will be Mark Smith. So Blair, as we get set here, you had a chance to speak to both of these coaches prior to the game, and what were some of the things they talked about coming in here to this big 6-7 matchup?
Well, it's kind of funny because both of them basically had the same comments. Go ahead, you got a fast break.
Alex Henry goes down low. Beauty pass from his counterpart, Chris Atwood. So Alex Henry, the transition specialist, opens the scoring here, and it's 1-0 for the ShockWave.
Just to go back to it, when I spoke with Mauser from St. Catharines, like the first thing they come out with was, penalties aren't your friends. We got to stay out of the box, 100%. He said, we got to keep the pedal to the metal. We can't, if we get a lead, we can't quit. We got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And he said, just don't let up at either end of the floor, and we really have to get our butts back to the bench in transition when we lose the ball. I'll do the rest when the next.
Of course, as Aaron Walker will come away with that, he will give way and head to the bench. Will Sheen, of course, the outstanding rookie for the Monarchs, out there with Jordan Dance. Cam Mancini back in the lineup. He's on that right side. Big John Vesna. Little too much screen on that roll, and possession will change to the ShockWave now as they'll move it up with Danton Miller. Miller will roll out there. Cody Menzies jumps out on that right side. Give and go a little late there on that pass. Ball loose, picked up by Salinas, and he'll bring it up over the line. Tona Salinas, as that one goes all the way the length of the court and picked up by Austin Patty and then moved up. Good speed, wrong stick side, though, is Karan Costello. Ran into some trouble, got out of it, and he'll send it over Brooker Muir. Brooker will bring it over to the left side, look for a screen from Miller, looking to flip it out. Muir, of course, one of the hardest workers for the ShockWave. That's a bad pass, and racing for it, and it's Devin Dunkerley, and he's going to play that deep in the offensive end for the Monarchs.
Tell you one thing, Lance, St. Catharines better be very careful because that was darn close to too many men on the floor.
Going to have to keep an eye on that as Jordan Dance will swing it over and get it back from Patrick Corbett. Dance, good first step, lost his footing, coughed it up, and the ShockWave now will move it up, and it's Henry. Henry will go to the free hand, and Corbett, the veteran, does a good job to put pressure on him. Chris Atwood will bail him out, flip it back to the top. They'll set things up. Work it around. Back to Atwood, lets it go. That bullet wide of the mark. Ball loose. Fighting for it is big Wayne Hill. And it will take two to slow him down as it comes loose. That's going to be a violation as Isaac Vanderzalm in there mixing it up. And Wayne Hill took some exception there to whatever it was, or it was said by Graydon Power. And Hill will be headed to the penalty box. First power play of this game will go to the Toronto Monarchs. They're working on a power play, 42% efficiency. St. Catharines, their penalty kill at 63%. So important here for the Monarchs to get on the board here and keep things close.
Well, I would gather from the comments that I got from the coach from the ShockWave, there's a reason it's at 60%. They're getting a lot of chances.
And that's what you talked about. Got to be disciplined now as you take a look at the power play with Jordan Dance on that top. His shot steered aside by Patty. Picked up Brooker Muir. Now I tell you, Brooker Muir, never not working this guy. Lucas Beaver jumps out in the rush. Battling for it is Muir as he picks it up with two defenders. A flip, wide open, wrong stick side. Right in that top corner. That's a beauty finish. Carson Reese out of the back door. And those short-handed markers,
well,
they tend to hurt Blair.
Oh, there's no question, but the Monarchs got a little caught here chasing the ball and forgot about the other side of the floor. And Muir did a great job drawing three defenders to him with the ball on the ground, got it up and just shoveled a little underhand pass right down the middle, and there was nobody within 30 feet of him.
So a bit of a defensive breakdown as Henry will pick it up. He'll flip it, and Miller now will swing it in. There's what you talked about, Blair, about keeping an eye out on that too many men call, and you see official Mac Abbott all over it. And it looks like the ShockWave will get saddled, and they're going to be two down for at least a minute 26.
It's bad enough when you got a situation when you're down there, one down, but I guess it doesn't work out too bad when you can come out +1 on that point so far.
So you got Campbell Parker on that left crease, Jordan Dance left side, Patrick Corbett on the right as they make changes now, and it's going to be Vanderzalm who lugs it over the timeline. He's going to work some clock. Has Dunkerley on him, as is Corbett. They double team him, trap him on the board. Still trying to swim his way out of it is Vanderzalm. Takes a couple of hard checks, still in there killing some time. And he is a one-man wrecking crew, goes for the crease dive. Nothing doing, but give Vanderzalm some credit. Wasn't in the ShockWave lineup in their last regular season game, and that shows you why he was greatly missed. Will Sheehan now will work the top here of this power play. Corbett now on that side. Sheehan shot wide of the mark. Of course, Sheehan comes in, one of the outstanding rookies. And in transition now, looking for it is Caleb Wiles. Good piece of defense there by Eric Krepensek. And now it's going to be Henry.
Caleb Wiles just picked one up for his mouth. He was yapping at the ref about not having a penalty called when he was taken down there, and there's the discipline.
Well, you talked about that off the top, Blair, and there's a prime example. With if you take a look at that penalty box, it's full for the ShockWave with 21 seconds remaining in the first penalty, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be a penalty shot then with 3 in the box, and I think that is definitely going to be the case as Jordan Dance is lining up, and nothing like giving up a freebie as here we go with the penalty shot. That's the rule, 3 in the box, penalty shot is awarded, and it'll be Jordan Dance. Dance picks the corner. So the Monarchs on the board. Power play goal. Jordan Dance picks up his first of the playoffs. And, of course, he came in. That'll be his 29th goal of the season. Finished with 28 goals, 22 assists did Jordan Dance, second on his team. And we've got a 2-1 game. And didn't mean to interject, Blair.
No, that's fine. What I was going to say was Sheehan on that last power play before the penalty shot, there's no need to take a shot from the top of the power play when you got a 4-on-3 situation. You got to get that ball moving, get the defense going, and get the goalie going side to side.
Well, you're looking for a more selective shot than one from well outside the dotted half circle, right down low. There it is. So you talk about working in tight. Campbell Parker takes the feed from Jordan Dance. Another power play goal on the books, and we're tied 2-2.
This is something that I used to try to teach the kids when they were growing up. It's a saying that I use. You actually have 2 sets of eyes when you're on the crease with a stick. You got the two sets of eyes in your head, and there's a set of eyes at the end of your stick. And if you can get that stick out and reached and around the goalie, you're going to score a lot of goals into that far corner.
Yeah, but you got a problem if you got to buy glasses because you got to double it up every time. But either way, I hear you loud and clear on that, as possession will go to the ShockWave. So penalties have taken the momentum away from a good start by St. Catharines, and now they'll have to go back to work with a 2-2 game. Just over 9:40 to go here, opening quarter. The winner of this game will meet up with the Paris River Wolves in tomorrow's quarterfinals right here at Memorial Arena. As the power play back to work now for a minute 10. Dance, Sheehan, Vesna out there. Cutting, not able to make a connection, was Campbell Parker. Underhand by Dance. Good save made, lost, and Big John Vesna with a gift. So Merry Christmas as Alex Henry turns it over, and John Vesna with probably the easiest goal he's ever going to get.
And I think that was one of these, look what I found. And that's exactly what it was. But again, right after the goal, the first thing that the ShockWave player did was turn around and look at the referee and start talking to him about the guy stepping in the crease. And from my point of view, there was no crease violation there whatsoever.
No, I think best to focus on playing the game and not crying about the game, as the Monarchs now will go back to work on offense with the momentum. They've reeled off 3 straight to take the lead, and now it's Gillis. Gillis turning the corner, goes bounce. Good save by Patty. And he will look for the outlet, think better of that one. Looking for some help, going to have to get it up in a hurry, and they do, as Atwood will tiptoe on that line and zip it across. Lucas Beaver looking for Cody Menzies. Menzies battling the corner there. Gets knocked down. Possession still with the ShockWave. Brooker Muir swinging around. Big underhand. Good save there by Walsh. Rebound picked up by Atwood. Fresh clock here, and Atwood's someone that the ShockWave are going to need to get going here. Beaver, plenty of time on the shot clock. Looking down, left side. Swing it back to the right. Menzies, too many fakes, took a hard hit. Atwood picks that up, quick shot, and Walsh looks behind him. Caught up in his pad, and it'll be full changes for both squads, as the Monarchs now will move it up with just over 8 minutes to go.
Well, one of the things that the Monarchs coaching staff mentioned to me was they want to get their north-south movement to create their east-west offenses. And right now, St. Catharines did a great job right there in that aspect. They got a lot of north-south movement, and it just opened up the east-west for a great shot.
Henry looking inside and trying to connect with Aaron Ward. Ward and Henry working in the offensive end, but Patty Corbett does a good job there to pick up that loose ball, and the Monarchs now to work on offense. Teams back to full strength here, as Portelli will swing it across now, looking for an opening down low, and looked like Parker Campbell was looking for. Portelli tries the crease dive, nothing doing, as Patty had that angle closed off. And now it's Atwood. Atwood going to be asked to do a little more for the ShockWave team, as Danton Miller leaning in. He flips it off, swinging around. Big opening, Cody Ward. And ball loose now. And it's Howell. Sawyer Howell will flip it back out, and Krepensek will steer clear, get it back out to Sheehan, set things up. Good job by the Monarchs defense, as Eric Krepensek, of course, their captain. Down low, Sheehan, good defense as he gets chased out of there. Looking down low, that one's picked off, and it'll be the ShockWave that move it back. Atwood, Lucas Beaver had him on the left side, didn't see him. Atwood's going to tee it up, gets it over to Beaver. Beaver couldn't handle it. Muir bails him out. Brooker Muir looking around, sizing things up. Menzies will swing it around to the right side. Rees will bounce off it. Good save made. That's steered up and into the rafters, and that will take us to our first officials timeout. Alterna Savings and the All are excited to promote the second annual National Lacrosse League Alterna Cup competition this season. Canadian teams are competing in head-to-head matchups to capture the cup and be crowned the top Canadian team in the NLL. Check out NLL.com and Alterna.ca for the up-to-date standings and schedule. And, of course, Circle K and the Froster Active Kids program are proud sponsors of the Arena Lacrosse League and Junior All program. You can purchase a Froster at your nearest Circle K store. Thank you, Froster Active Kids. So, Blair, you, of course, longtime player, longtime coach. What are you telling your guys if you're the ShockWave, got off to a good start, but now you've seen the momentum sort of swing?
Well, I think if I'm on the ShockWave bench, I'm sitting down saying, guys, you got to do what we talked about. We got to stay out of the penalty box. We're down 3-2, and every goal's been a power play goal. 5-on-5, we're staying with them. There's no problem. We've got our momentum. We're getting our movement on offense, defense. We're doing a good job. I think that's the biggest thing is stay out of that box. No question.
Wayne Hill out there orchestrating this offensive set. Got Lucas Beaver, Danton Miller on the left side. Miller's overhand. So Danton Miller put a little extra on. The overhand, that is his specialty, right on that short side, and we're tied 3-3.
I honestly think that Adam Walsh thought that was going to be a pass into the guy that had set the pick and rolled down, and he put his stick out to take the pass and pulled it down at the last second, and it just went over his shoulder into the top corner. What a great shot, but a great fake of taking the pass.
So there's always a little thing that leads to a big thing, and good job right off the hop by Costello to pick up that loose ball, runs into some traffic, loses it, and a better job by the Monarchs defense in Howell to force that turnover and give Toronto the possession now. Under 5.5 to go opening quarter. Of course, the winner of this game gets the Paris Riverwolves in tomorrow's second quarterfinal. 1 p.m. Start things off. It'll be the Oshawa Outlaws, Peterborough Timbermen in a battle with a trip to the Final Four next week on the line. Sheehan turning the corner, lets it go. That's wide of the mark, and now the ShockWave will bring it up over the timeline. Costello flips to Reese. Reese will kick it back out. They'll look to swing it, but full man-to-man coverage is tight on that right side. As Brooker Muir looking for the roll. Brooker Muir playing much more offense, usually a transition defensive player out there in a more offensive role. Jordan Dance, of course, Dance is this Toronto offense. He is the catalyst. As he goes, the offense goes. Working on that half-board's left side. Swings it over Portelli on handcuffed, and now it's Henry. Henry, good speed. Working out Beaver, jumps in the rush. Henry will lean in. Goes to the backhand. Good save there, made by Walsh.
Big plus for the Monarchs, too, is with Jordan Dance back there, you don't lose on the back end of the floor when he's out there because he's as good a defensive player.
Campbell Parker got knocked down, had to let it go. And possession now to the ShockWave and Isaac Vanderzalm. Salinas on him. Vanderzalm, good hesitation, waits for a screen, gets one, kicks it back. Dan Miller will swing it around. Lucas Beaver. Beaver, keep an eye out. You want to talk stick skills. The kid's got him now. Atwood couldn't handle the pass. Aaron Walker, 2-on-1, 2-on-2 now. Walker peels away, and Henry again, long arm of the law, picks that one off. Ethier all over him. Good double team, and that is some good defense as Cromer with a grasp on the face mask and taking some exception to that for sure. So Alex Henry didn't like getting manhandled, and I'm not sure where Cromer's trying to disappear to. He has earned himself at least 2 minutes.
I'm pretty sure you're going to see Henry get the extra out of this. I would be very surprised if it wasn't.
Well, we'll certainly see what the conclusion is that they come to, as I thought I saw Cromer holding on to the face mask first, Henry taking exception and retaliating. So,
well, I know Cromer had hold of the back of his sweater and the back of his kidney pads.
Oh, he had a hold of a whole lot of things.
I didn't see the mask. Of course, I wasn't looking at that, but Henry sure drove forward and was going at it pretty good. Yeah. Whoa.
So it looks like a 5-minute. So it looks like Henry, just like you said, Blair, is going to get the extra. He's going to get the 5. Cromer the 2. And again, the ShockWave doing everything in their power to make it a bit of a mountain to climb. And so I think that the discrepancy here is that Coach Ron Henry thought he saw Cromer pull Henry down with the mask. That's what I thought I saw.
And Roger Nurse definitely comment was no, he did not.
Roger Nurse said he was down by the hit, and that's a judgment call either way. Back to work we go. Big John Vezina gets a late screen. Jordan Dance on the roll. Good job by Vanderzalm to put a wrench in that plan. Vezina picks that up, sends it over to Corbett, swinging around Sheehan one-on-one. Sheehan's going to try to duck in, peel around, looking for an opening, has Vezina down low. That shot wide of the mark, picked up now, and here come the ShockWave. Brooker Muir. Caleb Wilds out there, and Wilds needs to get a feel. He's only spent some time in the box, hasn't really been out on that carpet much, and he's a definite threat as he's being marked tight by John Leclerc. Got that half step, and good save made by Walsh. Lucas Beaver, good hands, picks that up. Fresh clock for the ShockWave. Beaver weaving, and his shovel attempt wide of the mark, picked up by Wilds. Wilds snaps that one across, and Reese couldn't connect. Cody Ward bails him out. Ward, a couple of checks seem to be up there by Con. Give and go, and Cody Ward took his eye off it. Reese had a different idea as here comes Salinas, tiptoeing over the timeline. Salinas down low, quick stick. What a beauty finish. So Salinas wasted no time, got it quickly to Stephen Portelli, and his one-timer found the back of the net, and it's 4-3 for the Monarchs.
Well, on this specific goal, the scorer went to the crease. And as the defender wound up like he was going to take the shot, he took a step back out. An absolute perfect pass, tape to tape and in the net.
Got to watch transition, and off the draw, Ben Heidecker, master in that circle, picks up possession. And he'll get it. Krepensek will settle it down, let the offense out there. We're under 2 minutes to go here, opening quarter. ShockWave would certainly like to have this one back as Jordan Dance, beauty spin, that's what he does. Good save made by Patty as a fresh clock here for the Monarchs. Campbell Parker waiting for that last 5 seconds to tick off the clock. Then they will go on a long power play that should last about 3 minutes. And that is the case here. Parker with 10 on the shot clock. Corbett swinging around. Sheehan, fake. No look pass down low. Not able to corral it was Parker. And a good defensive hold by the ShockWave as they will have possession. Minute 10 to go here in the quarter.
I think everybody in the building, including the Monarchs, thought that pass was going to the other side of the crease. Great disguise.
Good no look as Atwood now will settle things down as he's trying to work some clock. 2.5. We're under 52 seconds to go here on the game clock. Cody Menzies slides out. Racing around is Costello. Sorry, that's Bombury as his shot wide of the mark. And that ball will roll down and everyone will leave it with 39.8 seconds to go. It'll be possession to the Monarchs deep in the offensive end. And Jordan Dance will kick it back to Parker at the top. They'll set things up. So the Monarchs have scored 3 times on 3 power plays. And you talk efficiency, doesn't get much more efficient than that. Dance behind the net looking for that crease dive. Had the toes on the line. And an extra little something from Patty as Brooker Muir now with 20 seconds to go. Muir, wrong stick side. He's got Graydon Power on him. Kick it back out Atwood. Atwood going to try to let it go. Gets Danton Miller, tried that sidearm wide of the mark. And now clock ticking down 2-1. And that's going to do it for the quarter. And a good quarter it was. 4-3 in favor of the Monarchs. As we get set for the second quarter, minute 34 left in the major penalty to Alex Henry and the ShockWave. So they've got some work to do. 3 of the 4 goals by the Monarchs have come courtesy the power play. And just a reminder, the winner of this game, of course, will take on the Paris Riverwolves tomorrow right here, 4:30 p.m. So as of right now, the ShockWave not following the game plan laid out to them, but Brooker Muir is going to attack and lost sight of Heidecker, who chopped down that tree and got the ball back for Toronto. Corbett will be a little more deliberate. Plenty of time on the shot clock as they'll set it up. Big Vesna on that left side, looks back, kicks it back. Dance looking for an opening. He's going to take that shot, partially deflected by Costello. And that's going to go the distance. 10 on the shot clock. Walsh is going to have to zip that up. And he does, as that's a shot clock violation. And possession now to the ShockWave. I think manual count there, not the shot clock, was the call, as Lucas Beaver looking for an opening, gets it to Menzies. Menzies has good speed, working the half boards. It's a couple fakes, 10 on the shot clock, gets it back to Atwood. Atwood getting pressure, zips it across. Beaver's bounce shot, good save by Walsh as he closed the wickets. And Walsh now with an outlet pass. The Monarchs will get it over the timeline. Jordan Dance out there with Sheen and Corbett on that right side. Campbell, Parker, John Vesna on the left. Dance gets a screen, works his way in, and a good save there made by Patty. And now it's Brooker Muir. Muir out there with big Wayne Hill. Caleb Wilds going to have to get Wilds going here. Give and go a little late as Reese was ridden. No reset, going to have to hurry. Brooker Muir trying to get it down to Wayne Hill. Wayne Hill going to have to hurry 4 in the shotgun. And a bullet from an impossible angle. So big Wayne Hill steps into one, and we're tied at 4.
That is 100% absolutely a shot that Walsh has got to have. I just think he was the most surprised guy in the building that the shot actually came. I don't think he was expecting the shot. I think he was expecting a pass.
Well, he should have been based on the shot clock winding down, and either way, I don't think that Hill had a whole lot of room to slide that in, and Cody Ward with good speed manages to pick up possession for the ShockWave. Hill let that one go just over the net. Rebound picked up Devin Dunkerley. Dunkerley's been an outstanding transition player for the Monarchs this season. And he will have to retreat with a broken stick as Sheehan will set it up, and it's Bertelli. 2-man game. Sheehan with a big overhand, steered aside by Patty. Gets his own rebound. Sheehan trying to split 2. Kicks it back out. Bertelli underhand, good save. Bertelli, good defense there as Atwood tries to fish that loose ball. Cromer now will get it. Fresh clock here for Toronto as they'll set up the offense. Tied at 4 here. Dance. Oh, he's got some room. Jordan Dance, good save made by Patty. Looking up and looking for Atwood on the quick outlet. Atwood will scoop it up, jumping in the rush. 2-on-1, and a good save by Walsh. So a good attempt. Jake Bomber, he should have probably given it back as Vezina has it tapped out and moved up. ShockWave have numbers. 1-on-1, thought better of it. Good fake there, but nothing doing Bombury. And he tries to hit Menzies racing out. Bailed out by Beaver. Beaver will move it in. Danton Miller goes to the underhand. And that's a good save made by Walsh. And now Jordan Dance. Wait for some help, Portelli, as we're under 11 and a half to go here in this second quarter. Vezina peeling around at that shooter spot now, interchange from the crease. Dance, backhand pass. Campbell Parker looking for something, anything. Vezina tied up, good defense there. And a quick outlet pass will send away Jordan Medeiros. Atwood. Muir tried to flip. Tight defense there by the Monarchs. Atwood! So we've been waiting for Chris Atwood to stand and deliver. Picks up that loose ball and pockets his first of the playoffs.
Chris Atwood may not be one of those guys that spends a lot of time in his own end of the floor. But I'll tell you what, you give him that ball about 10 feet out in front of that net, 9 times out of 10, it's going in it. And he just picked the corner right there.
Well, the game, of course, a little different than we used to play back in the day where you'd play offense and defense. Now you have specialists out there like Atwood. And off the draw, Heidecker battling for it. Van der Zalm in there, and a good job to get it to Salinas now. He'll flip it out. Sheehan now will settle things down. And kick it out Portelli. 5-4 game as the ShockWave have fought their way back. Dance. Keep an eye on that spin. Van der Zalm's a handful. Corbett's shot tried to go 5-hole. Closed up by Austin Patty. And now the ShockWave will try to move it up over the timeline. It's Costello. He'll get it up. Menzies. Dump it down low. 1-2. Cody Ward. Back of the net. ShockWave have found their groove. They lead now 6-4.
Great move coming out of their end. Get the ball coming up quick. Absolutely superb move by Cody Menzies. He made sure that the defender was going to come to him before he dumped the ball off, which gave the shooter that extra bit of room and time. Great move.
So a beauty setup, Cody Ward from Menzies, and more importantly, a 2-goal lead restored. And this is their first 2-goal lead since they led 2-0 in at the beginning of this game. ShockWave with possession. Riesel swinging around. Ward looking for the duck in with Atwood. Fakes, keeps it. Krepensek on him. Good stick check. Gets it back out, looking inside that dotted half circle. It's Lucas Beaver now, under 10. Goes to the shovel. Good save made by Walsh. And he's going to have to send away the offense, and here come the Monarchs. 9:40 to go here, second quarter. That pass takes a funny hop, manages to get to the stick of Jordan Dance, swinging around. Sheehan, beauty spin, Will Sheehan. Long arm of the law, tucked that in on the way by, and it's 6-5.
Sheehan made a great spin move going actually the wrong way. He went to his right instead of going to his left into the middle, but when he made that move, he was able to gain that ground on the inside. And when he came up on the crease, he put the stick back to the other side and went to the short side, getting the goalie moving across with him and went back to the short side.
You are 100% right. And, of course, Sheehan led the team with 55 points. That's his 28th goal of the season and first of this postseason. As Chris Atwood now be a little more deliberate. Atwood draws a crowd, lets that shot go, and if you haven't seen Chris Atwood, there really isn't a bad shot in his repertoire.
No, he'll shoot from anywhere.
He will shoot from anywhere, has great accuracy. As now it'll be Patrick Corbett settling things down as we're at the 9-minute mark here in the second. Gillis swinging around. Sheehan with a big overhand. Stopped though by Austin Patty. Picked up. Fresh clock now for the Monarchs. This game has gone back and forth. Dance. There's that spin we talked about. Smithering on him. And sorry, that was Seaman Shanahan as Vanderzalm gets double teamed. Krepensek jumps him there. Cody Menzies picks him up though. He loses it. Danton Miller backs up Menzies. He loses it. Great swarming D by the Monarchs. They get possession. Howell will think better of it and give way to Cam Mancini. Salinas will stay out there on offense. Portelli will slide around to the top. They'll kick it on the left side. Campbell Parker. No relation. That shot by Vezina blocked as Brooker Muir now will pick it up under 8 minutes to go. He'll move it up over the timeline. Muir has an opening. Dumps it off. Good shot, but steered aside by Aiden Walsh. Muir battling for it, and it's Ethier. 2-on-1. Not able to connect. And a tough break right there for Parker Pfeiffer. He wasn't able to corral that pass.
You got to hang on to that pass on that fast break with a 3-on-1.
Sheehan goes to the duck in, gets a screen. Beaver on him. Dance tried to float that one into that top corner. And instead it's picked up and moved up by the ShockWave. Lucas Beaver. Beaver swings it over. Atwood's quick shot. Stopped by Walsh. Walsh will pick it up, and the other way we go with the Monarchs. Howell puts on the brakes. He'll wait for some help. Gets it in the form of Mancini. Under 7 minutes to go here, second quarter. Vezina, kick it over half boards. Parker, he'll peel back out. Look for a cutter. Going to the backhand was Sheehan. Nothing doing there as Costello now has numbers. Ward flying out of the back door. They'll hit Caleb Wiles on the trail. Wiles now will work things on the left side. Wiles, one-on-one, dumps it off, had Hill. Hill's going to do a box out, try to pick up that loose ball, and it's going to be possession now to the Monarchs, and that should take us to our officials' timeout.
He's explaining, Roger Nurse is explaining to him why he blew that dead and gave position the other way, because basically the guy wasn't making a play on the ball. He was just stopping the other player from being able to get at the ball.
And I think that was a good explanation by Roger Nurse for sure, as I think a lot of times the guys are out there playing and they're forgetting that your job is to play, not to officiate.
And you know what? As a player yourself, Lance, and myself, when a referee takes that extra few seconds to explain, hey, this is why I did it, you get a lot more respect for that aspect of it.
Agree, 100%. It's a learning process for the players too. And I think sometimes that gets forgotten as we take a look. So final standings for the Arena Lacrosse League. The Six Nations Snipers finished 10-2, top spot. The Whitby Steelhawks 8-4. So the 1-2 teams, they have a bye. They're sitting headed for the Final Four next weekend at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Paris in the third spot with a 6-6 record. Peterborough 5-7 as they are in the fourth position. Oshawa fifth with an identical 5-7 record. Of course, those two teams meet right here tomorrow. ShockWave and Toronto, identical records at 4-8. 6-5 game here right now, and we got a good one brewing, as it's been a good quarter and a bit, as Portelli with Costello on him gets it over the timeline. Campbell Parker will swing it around. Dance, skip past Sheehan, looking at Vezina in the middle, gets knocked down. Sheehan picks it up, kicks it back out. 10 on the shot clock. Looking for an opening. Parker, big shot. Portelli goes off a defender. That's going to keep the possession right here with Toronto, and there'll be a fresh clock. Swinging around, Sheehan on the right side. He's going to tee that one up.
Wow.
Will Sheehan. Man, that rookie can fire that ball, and We're all tied 6-6.
And I've said this many times before, but it's hard sometimes for a goaltender when that stick is coming from that height and you're trying to pick up a white ball coming off of white sweaters. You don't see it until it's too late, and that one was absolutely picked right in the top corner.
Second of the game for Will Sheehan, the outstanding rookie. And that loose ball, Monarchs had it. And it's Vanderzalm, gets his stick chopped. Got some help, but nothing doing as Pfeiffer doing a great job. Individual work with 5.5 to go to get his team possession in a tie game. Corbett. Dance will swing it around, trying to look for it again, but he was defended tight by Anthony Smitherin. And now the ShockWave will move it up over the timeline. Medeiros takes a late hit. No call on the play. Beaver tried to split two, but that Monarchs defense too tight now, and it's Krepensek. Wrong stick side, think better of it. He'll wait for some help. St. Catharines a little slow on the transition defense, but fortunately, the Monarchs weren't able to take advantage. Portelli. Vesna working at the top. He'll slide on down the crease, give Jordan Dance some room, turns the corner. Sheehan, one-on-one. Vesna, quick stick, good save by Patty. Rebound picked up by Dance. Dance will get it back out. Fresh clock here, under 4.5 to go, and they say that there was no reset on that, so it's a shot clock violation. Possession now to Wild. Caleb, underhand, stopped easily by Walsh. Zips that pass, and it goes netminder to netminder as Walsh was looking for Dunkerley, and instead now it's Chris Atwood. Rees, Brooker Muir, his shot. Well wide, good job to scoop that up by Rees as he went airborne, trying to get the shot off, but Cromer all over him. Atwood! That's what Chris Atwood does right there.
Sorry, I was watching a little chirping conversation between Salinas and Atwood right there. But no, that's actually proof that you really don't have to wind up and take that shot as hard as you can, because Atwood didn't. He just placed his spot, put it over the shoulder, and let the ball drop in the net.
Atwood second of the game, and he, of course, a very important piece to this ShockWave puzzle, as offensively he is one of their mainstays, and a 7-6 lead here for the ShockWave with under 3:40 to go. Possession now to Toronto. Dance. Gonna need a little something out of Jordan Dance. Sheehan has stepped up. Jordan Dance been quiet. Looking down low. Quick stick finish. Portelli couldn't connect. Now the ShockWave are gonna leg it up over the timeline. Danton Miller. He's got Beaver with him. Miller looking for a trailer. Nothing doing. Cody Menzies jumps out there one more time. Gets it to Atwood. Atwood gets a screen. He's going to fake, go underneath. Atwood, peel around. Menzies continuing with the screen. Atwood slides over. Inside out pass. Beaver tried to slide through two defenders. Ethier was not having any of it. And the outlet now to Corbett. Under 3 minutes to go here, second quarter. Corbett puts on the Jets. Thinks better of it. Peels back out. Gets it to Sheehan now. Sheehan will set it up. Swinging around. Leaning in is Parker. Atwood being marked well down as that bounce shot. And we're going to have another penalty here. And it's going to go to the ShockWave.
Looks like an elbowing call. It's a rare call in lacrosse.
Sure is, as looks like Anthony Smitherin. An elbowing call. Fourth power play opportunity of the game for the Monarchs. I apologize, fifth, as they are 3 for 4 with the man advantage. And a chance here to pull even. Dance out there at the top. Two-man game. Dance kicks it over. Dance slides, interchange. Vesna dumps it down low. 1-2. Beauty finish there, Campbell Parker. And that, Blair, was all about the pass from Jordan Dance.
Well, actually, it was a little bit set up before that because Dance and Sheehan did a great job at the top, back and forth, creating movement on the box. And when they were doing the back and forth, they weren't standing still themselves. And when Dance went into the middle and then came back out, it forced the crease man to come up high to him, and he was able to drop that ball down into the crease man. So that was made by the moves up top.
Ward now will give way, gets it to Reese. Reese has an opening, goes to off the crossbar. Beaver running into a whole bunch of traffic will draw a penalty. Took a high stick there. Reese a hard hit, and Beaver's still down, slow to get up. But definitely going to be an illegal cross-check call. As for the first time in this game, the ShockWave will get a power play as Krepensek the guilty party.
Definitely a cross-checking penalty.
ShockWave power play working at just a 36% efficiency rate. Now the good thing in their favor is that Toronto's penalty kill is just at 38%. So with Ward out there, Miller, Caleb Wilds, Chris Atwood, and Carson Rees, as Danton Miller took a little something off that wide of the mark. No reset on the clock. Minute 40. Atwood has that one knocked down. And Rees had it momentarily. Picked up, though, by Walsh. Walsh now with a good outlet pass. Some extra corrects on the way to the benches. And Monarchs now are going to work some clock. Almost identical game clock to the penalty clock as Devin Dunkerley is going to go for a little bit of a run. DeWitt Martin is going to mark him. 5 on the shot clock. Runs into 2, and Cody Ward with some good help D. And now the ShockWave will get over the timeline. Final minute here of the first half. Bombury out there with Menzies. Ward will slide to that right side. They'll kick it back over Caleb Wilds. Wilds lets that overhand go. Less talk, more play. Come on now. I think that's got to be what the coaches are saying here. All that crying, save your tears for another day. And let's play lacrosse here as the Monarchs working some clock. 25.
This is suck it up time. You're in the playoffs now. You can't be whining about stuff like that.
One-on-one, Sheehan gets free. 15 on the game clock. Sheehan knocked around. 5 on the shot clock. Sheehan taking matters into his own hands. Got one off with 6.6 seconds to go, and ShockWave, we're going to call a timeout and look for the final shot here in this second quarter. And Blair, I think sometimes guys get a little sidetracked about the calls that aren't being made instead of focusing on what they need to do to help their team.
Yeah, if the call's not made, I mean, I know I did it. We all did it. Yeah, you want to whine about it, but when it comes down to playoff time, it's one of those things where you know everything's not going to get called. And if it's not called, you know what? Forget it. It's gone. There's nothing you can do about it at this point in time. You know what? At the end of the period or the end of the quarter or something, you go to the ref and say, hey, you know what? Do you think maybe that was? And if you do it the right way, you know you're going to get a little extra look the next time.
Well, sometimes it surprises me that everyone else, just the officials are supposed to be perfect, but everyone else is allowed some leeway. So I think the human element comes into play here.
Well, depending on which side of the fence you're on, referees are always either 50% right or 50% wrong. Depends on which team something's called on.
6.6 seconds to go. Net empty for the ShockWave. They'll be looking for a quick shot here. Quick hit. Backdoor. Atwood dumps it down low. Caleb Wilds tried to feed a Cutter and Rees, and that will do it We have played 30 minutes here at Memorial Arena in Brampton. We're tied 7-7. Welcome back as we get set for the third quarter. And Blair, just some quick thoughts about what you saw in that opening 30 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you something. What I noticed is I am really impressed with both teams in the aspect of the way they're transitioning, not necessarily from offense to defense, but going the other way. There's been a lot of 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s opportunities, and if not for a couple of passes from the Monarchs goalie, there could have been a couple of clear-cut breakaways.
So ready to go here as Ben Heidecker, Cody Ward, and it's Ward wins that one clean. Penalty over. There was just 1 second left as Krepensek working over Vanderzalm. He'll kick it back out to Ward. Swinging around Brooker Muir. Kick it back. No swing. Ward lets that one go. That's going to go off the screening. Possession's going to go up the other way to the Monarchs. Devin Dunkerley will pick it up. He is going to flip and retreat. Jordan Dance will kickstart this offensive set here. Vesna will wait for Will Sheehan. He'll swing it around to the right side. Portelli gets it back, working the left, half boards Jordan Dance. That's his spot. Portelli going to let that go and goes off a knee. And no reset on the play. 5 on the shot clock. Sheehan's going to have to let it go. Again, nothing doing. Wide of the mark, and that's going to be a violation. Possession to the ShockWave. So a good opening defensive stance for St. Catharines.
I think in all honesty, the Monarchs have got to get Jordan Dance somehow involved in the scoring. Not the assists, the scoring. Because they got it coming from the other side. They got to get it from his side.
Lucas Beaver, big save by Walsh as he stuck the arm out, and there's going to be a delayed penalty. Danton Miller getting worked over by Ethier. I think there's going to be a slashing call. And a lot of yelling going on as plenty of time on the shot clock. Net empty for the ShockWave for the extra attacker, and now it's Hill. Zips it across. Atwood fakes it. Underhand, and that one's wide. And it will go over the timeline, and the ShockWave will go to work with just their second power play opportunity of the game.
Well, I'll tell you, if they're going to get this power play going from them, I know they haven't had many, but they've got to get the ball moving. They've got to get the defense turned. They can't make a pass, then stand there with it for 3 seconds. They got to get the ball moving.
So you've got Cody Ward now, the quarterback. Wayne Hill in that shooter spot with Caleb Wilds working against Carson Rees. His shot. Not quite sure why you have Rees at the shooter and Atwood at the crease, but Atwood does a good job to pressure. Going to have to hurry. Monarchs loft that one up. Krepensek going for it, but instead it's picked up, and ShockWave now will regain possession. Carson Rees. So I think more effective to have Atwood up near the top or shooter spot. Caleb Wilds, to me, seems to be getting a little buried down on that crease. That pass can't find its way through, and Dunkerley as it's knocked down by Atwood. So a good job by Chris Atwood defensively to get a stick on that and stop the breakaway attempt. Will Sheehan now. Sheehan's going to work some clock under a minute to go in the man short. Sheehan turns a corner on the run. Good save made by Patty. And
one of the other reasons with Atwood being up at the top, more so than down below, it's not just he's got a phenomenal shot, but he can disguise passes and hit guys with passes that don't even know the other team, don't even know they're coming, so he's more effective there.
There he is at the top, fakes it, goes to the overhand. That's well over the net. I'd like to see them get Caleb Wilds a little more involved as Howell's taken down. Hill battling in there. Wilds battles, and the ShockWave come away with it. Cody Ward. So some good forechecking there in the neutral zone. Just 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Wilds now, he's going to let that one go, and clearly Caleb Wilds a little off his game here today as, again, he misses twice. And that rebound caroms out, and it's a 2-on-1 now. Ethier tries to peel his way in, inside out. Good save made by Patty. and he'll pick up his own rebound. So some good work by the Monarchs as they outwork the ShockWave here, and now Dance will set it up. Big John Vesna in there looking to set a screen. Seamus Shanahan on Dance. Dance peels out. Portelli looking inside the post to Vesna. It's picked up, smothered, knocked away though, and Shanahan does a good job to get on that loose ball. He'll move it up. Gonna have to hurry. And they get it over that timeline. It's Vanderzalm, but he loses it, and it's Corbett. And Vanderzalm's gonna find himself in the penalty box as once again the Monarchs will go on another power play, but in the meantime, between time, plenty of time on the shot clock, net empty. Portelli, he's going to let that one go, and a good save made by Austin Patty. And you've got that extra attacker on Blair is the shot that you want really from 5-6 feet outside the dotted half circle.
You don't want a shot from 30 to 35 feet out. That's 100% sure. But I think that may have been a situation where they thought the time clock was coming low, get the shot away, and maybe get a rebound.
So 4 for 5 with the man advantage are the Monarchs. And it looks like we've got an equipment adjustment needs to be made to Aiden Walsh, and a little bit of tape there for the pad, and just enough there as you see crew chief Roger Nurse having a discussion with Sean Gillies and the rest of the Toronto coaching staff as Dance now will start things off here, and out there with Sheehan. And they'll work that two-man game. Corbett out there gets a screen. Dance has got room, goes to the overhand. Good save again by Patty. Got that shoulder pad up. And a fresh clock now for the Monarchs. Plenty of time left in the power play. Sheehan. And a good job by Brooker Muir to get a stick in the passing lane. Brooker Muir as Dance dances his way out of that situation. Backhand attack and another shot blocked. Picked up though, and it's Shanahan. Seamus Shanahan with Corbett on him. Shanahan does a good job to hold on to it. Gets it to Atwood. Atwood will settle down, work some clock. Minute 15 to go to man short. Atwood, Dunkerley working him over. Gets it over to Danton Miller. Miller, one-on-one. He's going to lean in. Quick shot wide of the mark. Atwood, though, tracking that down. No reset, and that's a late hit on Atwood. And you can bet that Jordan Dance is going to the box for that hit. Now you hear
Jordan Dance just put his hand out to Atwood, said, "Hey, I didn't mean that," but that doesn't matter. It's still done. I
see 2 minutes up on the board. That could have been a 5 very easily, as it's a blindsided hit from behind. And Jordan Dance has to be a lot more disciplined if his team's going to win this game. So the give and go, Cody Ward. So the ShockWave, the little momentum, 4-on-4 situation, great feed from Carson Rees. And Cody Ward finds the back of the net for the second time in this game.
And again, one of the things I've been seeing and noticing more and more is there's a lot more pick and rolls going on and guys coming free off the pick and rolls. So what that tells me is the defensive coaches aren't sitting down and showing them how to make that switch properly or calling it at the right time. So in other words, what they're not doing, conversation.
Well, yeah, and I don't think you can put that on the coaches. Communication is an important part, especially defensively, as Costello will pick it up. Wrong stick side. Quick shot, stopped by Walsh. Rebound picked up by Dunkerley. Dunkerley now. Muir and Costello on him, and Dunkerley tries to split it and gets knocked down. 25 seconds left in the ShockWave penalty. They'll then go on a power play for about a minute. And now Jake Bombury, half boards left side, hesitation, Salinas on him, gets a screen from Brooker-Muir, kicks it over Rees. Rees tiptoeing his way in, and Walsh with a good save. Covered that angle on the far side, and the ShockWave penalty over. And now the Monarchs have some time to beat, but it's picked up by Atwood. Vanderzalm jumps in the rush. Atwood, wrong stick side, goes right off the logo. And now it'll be Toronto that moves it up, and it's Krepensek. Inching toward the 8-minute mark here, third quarter. 8-7 in favor of St. Catharines. Krepensek's going to work some clock. 30 seconds left in the man short. Under 10, and his shot well from a tough angle. And that'll be crease possession to the ShockWave now, and they'll get it up over the timeline. Atwood is going to move in. He's got some room as the box just getting established for the Monarchs. Bombury out there with Wilds. And Beaver. Beaver at the top. Wilds interchange. Goes to a good hard overhand rebound. Almost scooped up by Beaver. Good job by Walsh. His pass, they get it up. And a good flip to Sheehan over the timeline.
That was a good kill, an important kill for the Monarchs.
Agreed. Got the step dance. Comes in, and welcome back to the carpet, Jordan Dance. And we're tied at 8.
Good sign if they can get him involved. But once again, a great situation on an offense where the ball got low. You can't give Jordan Dance a one-on-one down there because he's going to beat you. He's so quick. He'll get it by you every time low.
Second of the game for Jordan Dance. And off the draw, Vanderzalm had it momentarily, but it's Costello that comes away with it. And working it over the timeline is DeWitt Martin, does his job, gets it to Danton Miller. They'll swing it on the half boards. Miller will get it over to the right. Hill snap that skip pass across, get it back to Atwood. Atwood, top corner, money.
Somehow, somebody on the Monarchs bench has got to sit down and say, guys, we got to play a box and one. We got to sit down and have one guy. We can't give Atwood 3 feet to shoot. Play him, sit down, play one man on Atwood continually and play the other 4 on, just play a 4-on-4 game. Take Atwood out of it because he's killing you right now.
Well, Chris Atwood with his third of the game. And it's a 9-8 lead. Might have had my counter a little backwards earlier as Dance now will swing it around. Sheehan, good step on the roll. Tried to sneak it 5-hole. But Austin Patty closed that and the wickets, and that's going to take us to our officials' timeout. Alterna Savings and the All are excited to promote the second annual National Lacrosse League Alterna Cup competition this season. Canadian teams are competing in head-to-head matchups to capture the cup and be crowned the top Canadian team in the NLL. Check out NLL.com and Alterna.ca for the up-to-date standings and schedule. And, of course, Circle K and the Froster Active Kids program are proud sponsors of the Arena Lacrosse League and Junior All program. You can purchase a Froster at your nearest Circle K store. Thank you, Froster Active Kids. So with 6:15 to go here, Blair, we're talking about what do you think Coach Ron Mouser Henry is saying to his team?
Keep doing what you're doing. Stay out of the penalty box and keep doing what you're doing. But as far as the Monarchs go, like I said, they have to get an answer for the number 77. If they don't get an answer for him pretty quick, this game's going to get out of hand real fast.
Well, you give Chris Atwood an inch, he's going to take a foot for sure, as possession will be deep in the defensive end for the ShockWave. And Jake Bombury will get it up, and they'll move it over the timeline, set things up. Cody Menzies. Dipsy Doodle swinging around to Caleb Wilds. Wilds looking down low. Lucas Beaver! Lucas Beaver on the spin. First of the game for Lucas Beaver in his first Arena Lacrosse League postseason game.
Well, you know what? I'm impressed with what St. Catharines is doing. All of a sudden, they've started getting their movement into the middle and into the dirty areas, and it's getting them goals. That was another one right there where they rolled into the middle. They got the ball to him in the middle, and one roll and over the goalie's shoulder.
Toronto with possession now and trailing by 2. That's been the largest lead of this game. Dance, spinning in. Big shoulder save by Patty. Gives a little extra something to Jordan Dance laying in the crease area, and he's going to get called for it. So good piece of officiating from Mac Abbott as he was right there. Jordan Dance went in for the crease dive, and Austin Patty landed on him and gave him a little extra glove.
Patty's looking at the ref saying, I just fell on top of him. Yeah, well, you may have fell on top of him. It was a little bit late, and you made sure that you got that shot in.
Well, that's not usually something that's called, so good piece of officiating by the Stripes there as back to the power play go the Monarchs. 4 for 6 as Sheehan has all day, and that one goes right into the pad of Patty. And Vesna and Vanderzal mixing it up over there. 2 tough customers and racing over that timeline and getting it done is Jordan Medeiros. Brooker Muir sheds
got a
one
delay
defender.
penalty coming up on the Monarchs.
So a penalty to the Monarchs will, of course, nullify their power play opportunity as Muir getting worked over. Hard, splits 2, switches hands. Brooker Muir backhand. Atwood's going to bring it back out. Atwood tried to go back to the overhand. And shot clock violation, but Atwood had a golden opportunity on a beauty flip feed from Brooker Muir.
Well, after our mention of the start off the hop of St. Catharines being careful with the bench, that's what happened here. The Monarchs got called for the too many men on the floor. Somebody coming back just got out that door a little quick.
Now, know that here at Memorial Arena, we are situated above the players' benches, similar to when we were in Paris, Ontario. So we don't get a chance to see everyone coming out. Wild, his shot wide of the mark. Caleb Wilds needs something. Tried to find Lucas Beaver. Nothing doing. Rees bails him out. 15 on the shot clock. Atwood with Krepintsek on him, the flip back. Rees going to slide in, this sidearm wide of the mark. Probably should have went to the overhand. Wilds gets that one on net, had Atwood posted inside that dotted half circle. And 45 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And the ShockWave will go to work on a power play after that. 4:20 to go here in the third. Jordan Dance attacking. Dance, quick shot wide of the mark. Portelli plays to Karam, 10 on the shot clock. Looking for an angle is Campbell Parker. Got one over the top. Got a new 30, but ball loose on the carpet in there. Big battle. Vanderzalm working hard. Jordan Dance in there as well. And I'm not even sure where that ball happens to be trapped as Dance is taking a little bit of a breather and coming out of there without his helmet, and that's a no-go. No matter where you are, was DeWitt Martin. And they're going to blow it in before he even gets his helmet on as Portelli. And sure enough, it goes right off Martin's helmet. And a break now, Brooker Muir. Good transition defense from the Monarchs. Muir weaving around, looking for some help.
We got a delayed call. They got too many on the floor again.
That shot again, good save made by Walsh. Rebound picked up. Good job by Cody Ward. And now 10 seconds left. Net empty. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Atwood, skip pass, looking behind. Beaver ducks in. Good save by Walsh. Rebound. Brooker Muir. There was a tricky little shovel shot. Brooker Muir in the G column. And it's an 11-8 game.
3-goal differential for the first time. Something I don't understand about, you've already got the delayed penalty for too many men on the floor. Why come off the floor? You just put yourself at a disadvantage at 6-on-4. Why not just stay in the play? You've already got the delayed penalty up. You're not getting another one for it.
11-8 to score here. 3:01 to go in this third quarter. And it has been the ShockWave that have regrouped. Vanderzalm looking for the interception. Knocked down, and Andy Jamieson out there doing his job. Caleb Wiles now will settle things down. You can bet he'll get to his stick side, or he'll remain at the top with 3 lefties out there. Danton Miller looking for a screen, gets it, skip past Cody Menzies, finds Wiles. Wiles goes to the bounce and almost snuck that through the wickets, but Aiden Walsh, good job to close it up. 2.5 minutes to go here in the third.
That ball was right in the back of his right foot. It was by him.
What a no-look pass from Sheehan on the money to Mancini. But I'll tell you, Austin Patty Cake stopped that one cold. And now the ShockWave will bring it back the other way. Bombury with a head of steam. He'll peel back out. Salinas on him. Salinas working him over. Dump it back. Lucas Beaver. Beaver goes to the backhand. Good save by Walsh. Salinas will pick that up. Under 2 minutes to go now. Full changes. Salinas. And looks like Jordan Dance on the interchange here at Memorial. The benches right close to each other, and not sure what happened. Looks like Carson Reeves may have been a little overly aggressive. And Jordan Dance now slow to get up. And ShockWave now will head back to the penalty box.
Knowing Jordan Dance the way I do as well, he's not one to generally lay down on the floor.
No, he's a tough customer.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And he doesn't usually embellish a whole lot. I think the one thing about Jordan Dance is he gives it, but he also takes plenty as well. So
he comes by it honestly.
4 of 8 with the man advantage are the Monarchs, and a chance here to claw back in this one, trailing by 3. Minute 45. Sheehan out there on that right side, Corbett at the top. Vesna on that left side, working with Parker Campbell. Big overhand by Corbett, picked up by Vanderzalm on the carom. He's going to work in. Vanderzalm tried to split the D, but 3 burgundy shirts close it off. Vanderzalm, and that's a little too much hands-on. Will give possession to the ShockWave. And Brooker Muir. Ward will elude one stick check, and he'll set things up to kill some clock here. Minute 25 to go in a man short. Corbett on him. Danton Miller on the cut. Heidecker with a late stick check just in the nick of time. As Ward now. Shot clock winding down. Sends it back down on the backhand to Miller. Nothing doing. And now the Monarchs with 52 seconds to go here in the quarter.
This is where Jordan Dance has missed, is on the power play.
100% as Sheehan will curl around. Dump it down low. Pertelli, quick stick. Nothing doing. Picks up that rebound. No reset. D on him. Tries to flip it up. Shot clock winding down, and Vesna's going to try to power his way, but he runs out of room as well. As a late hit there, and everyone took exception, and that thing is spilling out into the dressing room area. As plenty of guys taking exception to plenty of guys, and I imagine there will, at the very least, be a couple of coincidental minors with 26 seconds to go here in this third quarter. just a reminder, tomorrow, 1 o'clock right here at Memorial Arena, the Oshawa Outlaws taking on the Peterborough Timbermen. Both teams coming in with 5-7 regular season records. And of course, the winner of this game will play against the Paris River Wolves. That one goes 4:30, as it looks like Costello will go for the ShockWave and Portelli for the Monarchs. I'd imagine based on that melee that they'd be offsetting.
There might be an extra one on the Monarchs because I think they had the original. It's only speculation.
So it looks like we're going to need some time to sort it out, as Crew Chief Roger Nurse will call the captains in to get an explanation.
Well, it's only 2 for the Monarchs at this point in time.
If we're going 4-on-4.
It's possible they both got 5, then they got an extra 2 for that one, so the 5s cancel each other out.
That's a definite
possible.
That's a definite possibility too, as you can see. So that could be the case, Blair, as you see Nolan Power heading to the box, and that is the case. So clock winding down, 22 seconds, looking for the give and go. Atwood gets it back, dumps it down low, sliding past it. Cody Ward tucks one over the shoulder. So a beauty feed. Chris Atwood found Cody Ward, right place, beauty spin, better finish.
Absolutely great spin. You Monarchs are a little bit guilty of not having another guy back there to slack off. And once that move was made, he could have had a cup of tea on the crease before he put that ball in the net.
He did.
No help on defense.
He certainly did. That's Ward's third of the game, so he has stood tall here in this playoff, as there's going to be a timeout called by the Monarchs with 10.9 seconds to go here, trailing by largest lead of the game, 4 goals.
Somehow the Monarchs have got to find that rhythm that they had earlier and get back to it, because right now everything that St. Catharines touches is going in the net. They've got to find a way to stop it.
They have outscored the Monarchs 5-1 here in this third quarter, and taken a commanding 4-goal lead, although in this sport you really should never say a commanding lead, because any lead is in jeopardy when you can put up points as fast as you can here. Good crowd on hand here at Memorial Arena. First time that the league has had their playoffs at this venue, and of course hopes to potentially have this become a regular thing as we get set to go. Net empty, 10.9. Monarchs now going to have to hustle up to take advantage of this, and here we go. Going to have to hurry. No time. Sheehan beats one defender. Sheehan shot steered aside. So they got the shot off, and that's about all they got as the quarter comes to an end. And there are 3 quarters in the books. The ShockWave leading 12-8, 15 more minutes. They're trying to punch their ticket to tomorrow's quarterfinal. Back with the 4th. So just about locked and loaded for the 4th quarter, and 15 minutes left in somebody's season. As, of course, the winner of this game will advance to tomorrow's quarterfinals. The loser will be done for this season. Next weekend, Easter weekend, of course, the Final Four championship weekend in the Arena Lacrosse League will take place at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation. Fourth quarter underway here, leading by 4 goals are the ShockWave. And they got a little jump in their step as that battle deep in the Toronto end. That gets knocked free, and Walsh will pick that up and get it to their captain. Krepinczak going to have to hurry to get it over the timeline, and he does. So Toronto, Blair, looking for a little spark here.
This fourth quarter is a question of, can I swallow my pride and play the game and take one for the team? Because that's what's got to happen right now.
Possession now to the ShockWave as Chris Atwood now, who has put together an outstanding game here. Cody Ward out there with the other Cody Menzies, who beelines. Caleb Wilds. And Atwood tried to sneak one in, catch Walsh napping. But Walsh woke up right in the nick of time, and possession now to Toronto and Campbell Parker. Aaron passed to big John Vesna, and now they'll move it back up over the timeline. Caleb Wilds. Haven't seen Wilds really do his thing as they've kept him pretty locked up. No look pass on the crease. Atwood gives it back. Beaver on the interchange. Gets knocked out of that half circle. Gonna have to hurry. Good job by Cody Ward. 7 on the shot clock. Atwood. He's gonna let that one go again. Wickets closed by Walsh. Good outlet pass, and it's Patty Corbett now. Corbett. Vesna jumps in the rush, swings that over looking for Dance. He goes airborne, gets it back. Sheehan dumps it down low. Corbett ducks in, tries to slide that in the far side, nothing new. Dance, backhand, good save by Patty. Vanderzalm with it now, and his bounce pass, bit of a handcuff, but good job to corral that by Aaron Ward. Muir spins off a defender, so swims his way in. Brooker Muir tried to backhand finish. Tell you, never not working. Brooker Muir. And it's Salinas now. Monarchs trying to cut into this deficit. Sheehan's overhand. Good save made by Patty. He'll pick up his own rebound. Sheehan, attack again. He'll curl out, get it back out to Parker. Parker will swing it half boards. Gillis just decided he was going to take that in, and now legging it up. Doesn't have numbers, though, is DeWitt Martin. So he will think better of it, and it'll go across half boards. Good job, Bombury, to play the carom. Bombury, underhand, steered aside by Walsh. Ward bails him out. Fresh clock now, Atwood. Atwood on the give and go, and what a finish. Carson Rees. 13-8, ShockWave.
Atwood right now is seeing, like, it's the best way to put it is, analogy is to say a golf hole. A golf hole to him right now looks like it's about 6 feet wide. He is just seeing everything. He's putting the ball in spots where the defense can't get them, and guys are getting clear looks at the net.
We know you were going to put a golf analogy somewhere in this. Some way,
it's Masters
somehow.
weekend. What are you going to do?
Some way, somehow. Okay. And a takedown.
You think?
So Lucas Beaver, well aware that might have been his best takedown of the season for sure, as he hustles right to the penalty box.
He forgot the rope to hog tie him after he pulled him down.
Well, he definitely pulled him down for sure. That'll cost him 2 minutes. Monarchs now back to work with a man advantage. 3-4 power play goals in the first half, and they have been shut out since then. So 4 for 9 with a man advantage. Dance, Sheehan out there. Corbett and a quick stick try on that crease by Campbell Parker, not able to finish. Vesna bails him out. They'll set things up with Dance. Monarchs desperately need a goal here. Dance through a crowd, but it's stopped there by Patty. And now looking out that back door, it's Shanahan. Seamus Shanahan as he gives way to Wiles. Wiles now with 2. He's real tricky. You got to watch Caleb Wiles. He's got great stick skills. And dumps that off. Brooker Muir had it momentarily. He's going to box out. Picks it up. 5 on the shot clock. Brooker Muir on the run. Quick shot, and it goes in. Brooker Muir somehow squeezed that one by Aiden Walsh. And it's a 14-8 lead.
Walsh, unfortunately, just had himself in the wrong position, and his right side was actually angled towards the net, and when the ball hit him, it just went off him and into the net. He wasn't square.
So a shorthanded marker for the ShockWave, and Brooker Muir, one of the guys doing the little things. His team asked him to play a little more offense here in this game, and he has responded. And Sheehan now, who's been awfully quiet for the Monarchs, swinging around. Jordan Dance! So that's what we expect to see out of Jordan Dance, an underhand pinpoint far corner. And it's 14-9.
Sorry, Lance, but that's a tough shot for a goalie. Probably one of the 2 hardest shots for a goalie to try and stop is one of them is that sidearm bouncer that bounces just in front of inside the crease, and the other one is that rising underhand, because you're playing the shot low and you're going down, you can't come back up.
Van der Zalm possession to the ShockWave as Van der Zalm works his way to the net. Flips it back out to Bombury, and he'll skip it across to Cody Ward. Toronto extending their defense tight man-to-man as they push the ShockWave further away from that dotted half circle, and too many on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to argue that. All you got to do is be able to count to 6, and ShockWave will penalized again.
Are you saying I don't know how to count to 6?
No, I'm saying sometimes my counter gets mixed up after 5. Your counter is
it's off the wall.
Question, all right? It's always a question. Mine's only off sometimes.
I only saw 4 guys on the floor.
80%. Well, that's because you weren't using your good eye. You got to use the good one, the one with the X-ray vision in
I got to start using my toes.
But listen, you're on your own there as the Monarchs go back to work on the power play, and they have had ample opportunities. This is their 10th. Jordan Dance, and Austin Patty did everything to keep that from going over the goal line.
This is an important penalty power play for the Monarchs right now.
Brooker Muir on the run. Stop. Atwood scoops up that rebound, and he's double teamed in there. Atwood's going to hang on to it as much as he can, swimming his way as they continue to work over Atwood. And I'm not sure why you would give the possession there. I would have thought that would have changed hands, but Pat Corbett now. 9:15 to go here, fourth quarter. Winner plays tomorrow, quarterfinals against the Paris Riverwolves. Loser will be watching this game from the stands. Sheehan, Dance, good time to light it up. Skip pass finish. So Jordan Dance, beauty feed across to Pat Corbett, and an outstanding one-time finish.
That is a play on a power play that a goalie absolutely has no chance on. And that goal is set up by Jordan Dance the last 2 times down there taking the shot, which forces the goalie to come out onto him. And all the crease guy has to do is step 2 steps outside the guy that's checking him, and he's got a wide open net.
Well, you got to give credit where credit is due, and Jordan Dance, some guys not necessarily as Lucas Beaver hobbles his way off. That would be a big loss for the ShockWave. As Wayne Hill filters out late, and it's Wiles. Wiles on the run, Caleb Wiles. Where have you been, young fella? As he delivers just in time with 8:40 to go.
And you said it earlier. There is more talent in Caleb Wiles. And sometimes he just goes to sleep out there, but when he wakes up and starts hitting from that far out, you better look out.
Well, I think we saw Blair earlier on. He was focused more about the calls he wasn't getting instead of what he should be bringing to the table for his team. As Costello in there like a man on a mission as he fights as well, gets some help shoveled out. Carson Rees tried to tuck it over the shoulder, and it takes a funny hop. Almost beat Walsh, but instead it'll be Corbett over the timeline. 5-goal differential, 8:15 to go here in the fourth. So the Monarchs with some work to do.
It's important for the Monarchs when they come down here to make that score early in the 30-second count.
Dance one-on-one. Tried to spin one, got it to Corbett, couldn't handle the pass. Picked up now, and here come the ShockWave the other way. Brooker Muir working with Rees. Carson Rees has had a solid game today, as has Chris Atwood. Very disciplined game for 77. And a cutting Bombury not able to connect with Brooker Muir. Outlet to Salinas. Salinas sizing up the situation backdoor. Dance, quick shot. Good save by Patty as he closed that armpit and locked that ball in. That pass floated up, and not a good pass from Medeiros. And now the Monarchs with Salinas. Salinas gets a high screen, kicks it back out. Pertelli. He'll look to that left side. Dance curling around. Vezina going to get ahead of steam. He's going to work around. Good save made there by Patty. And looking out that back door, haven't seen a whole lot of quick, fast breaks. And that's what that's going to be. Right to Lucas Beaver, who is A-OK, judging by the way he came there. Gets it over. Atwood's overhand on the money. Stopped by Walsh. Walsh now countering the other way. Out of the back door, Corbett, wrong stick side. Corbett delivers. When his team needs it, it's 15-11.
I don't know what was said on the bench recently, but all of a sudden the Monarchs have started running again. And they're getting the fast breaks. They're getting the 3-on-2s. And that was just looking for the third guy coming off the bench, the delay, and everybody went to the other side. He had the whole side of the floor to run down.
Beauty move, though. Give Corbett some credit. He was on his wrong stick side, able to create his own angle as Cody Ward now puts on the brakes. He'll set it back up to Muir. They'll swing it around half boards. Looking for an opening. Bombury, Muir. Had Wiles, but it was too tough a pass. Wiles still open on the crease, and that pass right off the leg of Wiles. He was wide open there, and with 6:10 to go, here comes Sheehan. Sheehan kicks it over. Campbell Parker smithering on him. Parker goes to the underhand. Monarchs back in this game, trailing 15-12.
And that's 3 goals in less than a minute. But what, again, that shot was that underhand sidearm bounce that bounced about 3 feet in front of the goalie, and it came up to that perfect spot between the knee and the hip.
Looks like off the draw, that's going to take us to our final officials' timeout.
Monarchs want to get back into this game. It's very, very important that they shut them down on defense and score quick when they come back up the floor.
Well, I think that's going to be key with just over 6 minutes to go, Blair, here. You figure that they've closed the gap. Largest lead was 5, and they've now pulled to within 3. Plenty of time left on the clock here. And
6 minutes in lacrosse is an eon. But the biggest thing is they got to get the stop in their own end first.
Well, the defense is definitely going to lead to the offense. And
yep.
We'll see if the ShockWave can answer. Bit of a 2-goal surge here for Toronto as they've closed the gap now. ShockWave, Rees. Flip back to Ward, who had lost his stick. Got it back just in time now to make a good move. Ward looking for an opening, dumps it out. Hill to shovel right on target. Stopped by Walsh. Walsh now with an outlet. He'll get it up ahead. Get it down, looking for Vezina as he had his stick taken away from him. And now Jordan Dance. Team's at full strength, 5.5 to go. Dance gets a screen, rolls in and barrels his way in. And no call on that as Brooker Muir now will counter the other way. Muir dumps it down low. Chris Atwood, what a save! Aiden Walsh stuck out the arm, 2-on-1 the other way. Dance had it picked off Isaac van der Zalm. And I'll tell you, you talk about the little things. Isaac van der Zalm, man, does he do a lot for Coach Henry and the ShockWave. Atwood dumps it off to Wilds. And now they'll set things up. Caleb Wilds, skip pass. Cody Menzies looking for an opening. Aaron Walker on him. Menzies dumps it off. Atwood, good hands. Tried that far corner, didn't miss by much. Salinas up ahead. Salinas goes to the corner. And it's a good goal. Salinas has pulled the Monarchs to within 2.
But I just finished saying it just a minute and a half ago. That's what's happening. When that ball gets loose and the Monarchs are picking it up, they're coming up the floor with a purpose, and they're moving. They've got their feet going, but what a great goal going short side on that goaltender.
So 4:38, and this one certainly going to have itself some kind of finish here as Ward comes out of that circle, splits 2, but pulls back out, and he'll give way to Rees. Rees, the screen. Ward on the roll. Couldn't connect. Rees gets it back. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Gets it to Beaver. Beaver, skip it back out. Ward looking far side. That will miss the mark. Beaver now with 10 on the shot clock. Gives it away. It's Sheehan. One-on-one with Costello. Sheehan. Vezina jumping in the rush. Sheehan off the post. Ball loose now. Brooker Muir working with Sheehan. Muir comes away with it. That was a good piece of veteran boxing out right there. And Muir now will wait, get it to Atwood. Atwood to Big Wayne Hill. Hill gets a screen. Hill tried to zip that skip pass. Hill gets it back, flip to Rees, and it's Atwood. I don't even know how he came away with that. But Chris Atwood, you talk about on the doorstep getting it done. 16-13 ShockWave.
That's what you call being in the right place at the right time. The ball comes down on the floor, and who does it go to? That's what they say about goal scorers. The ball, the puck, whatever, it follows them around.
4th of the game for Chris Atwood, and notably no penalties up to this point for 77. Doing what he should in the playoffs. Monarchs now. Uphill battle continues, under 3.5 to go. Corbett, he's going to let that one rip wide of the mark. Vezina will collect it, swing it around. They'll go back to the right side. On the skip, Jordan Dance looking for the screen. Dance has room. Dance, that's off the post. So a crossbar and a post here in money time by the Monarchs, and they still trail by 3. Portelli has that one blocked, and it's picked up by Patty, and he'll loft that one over the top to Aaron Ward, who'll get it over the timeline. Under 3 minutes to go. Atwood's pass, too casual. Menzies, though, there to bail him out. Bombury. Wilds. Looking for an opening. One-on-one. Has it blocked. Wilds, though, collects his own rebound. Gets that one on net. That's a goal. What a shot. Caleb Wilds put some extra spin on it. And as I say, 77 stays out of the box. 77 is headed to the box.
He was yapping about not getting a call in front of the net, and I didn't see the end of Wiles' shot, whether that went off him or not, whether it went off Atwood and into the net. I couldn't tell because the ball seemed to change directions.
Well, either way, Chris Atwood can't keep that streak. Wouldn't want to snap that streak of spending no time in the box. He got late to almost 2.5 to go and off the draw. More importantly was Caleb Wilds getting his second goal of the game and timing everything as Monarchs now with a chance here again on the power play. Dance at the top. Sheehan, right shooter with Corbett. Corbett, skip. Nothing doing on the quick stick. Vesna in tight. Picks it up. Sheehan looking for an opening. Underhand wide of the mark. That's going to carry him. And Dance had it and then lost it. Took his eye off it. And it'll be possession to the ShockWave. And looks like
I think he's calling an interference penalty.
Game. I think they're calling a delay of game. Yep, delay of game to Jordan Dance, trying to slow up the ShockWave transition, and that's a huge penalty, Blair.
That's for both these teams, that's the wrong two guys to have in the box.
Well, those are your money guys right there. You're absolutely right. As someone else is going to have to step up now. Carson Rees collects his own rebound, gets it back out. Lucas Beaver. Beaver's been solid here in this game as they'll work it around the outside. Rees gets a screen from Ward. Nothing on the flip. Ward gets it back. Good fake. Ducks in. Rees goes to the backhand. That's wide. No reset. Delayed penalty coming to the Monarchs as Lucas Beaver work on one-on-one. 6 on the shot clock. Beaver trying to spin. Howell. Good defense there, and takes a lot to get by Howell one-on-one. And it looks like Salinas, the guilty party for the Monarchs.
I'll tell you what, they're lucky they didn't get a second one there because that could have been called a hold because it sure looked to me like he got pulled down by the sweater from behind.
Well, a slashing call is the call made by official Mac Abbott. And it will be a 4-on-3 situation, and time on the side of the ShockWave with 1:24 to go. Leading by 4. ShockWave trying to punch their ticket to tomorrow's quarterfinal against the Riverwolves. Working it around the outside. Wiles out there, Cody Ward as well. Wiles dumps it down low. They'll kick it back out. Should be in no rush. Cody Ward, skip pass, 1-2, no look. Couldn't get the toe on the tic-tac. And Walsh now will get some help from Krepensek. Final minute here. Toronto now going to have to hurry, trailing by 4. Portelli don't have a whole lot of time for all this setting up here. Going to have to go. Portelli swings it around Corbett. Corbett, wrong stick side. He'll drive to the net. Tried to inside out it. Easy save by Austin Patty. Brooker Muir now with under 35 to go. Atwood takes a hard hit after, but he buries that. So Chris Atwood straight out of the penalty box, straight to the net, then to the bench after the goal. And unfortunately, things escalating here as nothing pretty about what's going on here. So you see Isaac Vanderzalm in the middle there, and guys certainly don't want to be helmetless in a scrum, and not quite sure. Vanderzalm on top of Aiden Walsh. Wayne Hill throwing a few, and last one to get up is Chris Atwood. And this apparently centered around him. And if Atwood is injured, that certainly will be a problem for the ShockWave for tomorrow's quarterfinal. And this is why discipline prevails. As Wayne Hill not happy with what Campbell Parker had to say. So 30.4 seconds to go. Smitherin upset for some strange reason as well, as so a good job by the officials to good job by crew chief Roger Nurse. Should be enough said by the ShockWave. They look like they're 30 seconds away from advancing to tomorrow.
The question right now is make sure that none of this starts again and nobody gets hurt.
Well, I think if worse comes to worse, you just shut her down.
I'll tell you what, Wayne Hill's going to be lucky. I think that the referees didn't see him. He headbutted the goaltender right over the bridge of the nose.
I think based on the way Wayne Hill sort of exploded there, I wouldn't hold my breath to expect to see him in tomorrow's quarterfinal. We'll see what happens there as, again, the heat of battle. It's been a very entertaining game up to this point, for sure.
It's been a great game. I mean, back and forth, up and down, both teams playing well. But when it got to a 4-goal game with 30 seconds, if anything was going to happen, I mean, and it's going to get started by somebody that's,
well, it doesn't take much, right, Blair?
No,
that's for sure to spark that flame. Without a doubt. And I think a late hit on Atwood. I wasn't sure what happened on the boards here.
But Atwood was waving his finger in the guy's face. No, after he scored the goal. You know what? That's where you've got to tuck it back in your. I mean, it's hard to do. We know that.
If you're going to get upset about a finger wave, then.
And he's been doing it after every goal.
So it was the Monarchs that led 4-3 after one. We were tied 7-7 at the half. ShockWave 12-8 at the end of three. And they lead this one 17-13 with 30.4 seconds to go. And again, at Memorial Arena, the bench is awfully close together. And as the remaining two officials get the penalty situation sorted out, crew chief Roger Nurse will continue to police the border here between benches. And of course, both teams should be congratulated on a solid season here in the Arena Lacrosse League. And now in playoff time, you lose, you go home. There's no series here in this playoff format. Before you start,
I just heard him say it was 5-on-5.
Your counter's going already, and you don't even need it yet.
No. I just heard the referee say it's 5-on-5, guys.
Well, if it's 5-on, well, yeah, that's pretty hard to do when there's a minute 6. And
that's my observation skills coming forth with.
Is that well, where have they been? Where have they been all game is my question. Hopefully tomorrow you'll pick them up on your way in.
I'll try.
Okay.
Why didn't you bring them for me?
Well, I'll bring half. You bring the other half. You gonna bring the top half or the bottom half?
I'm easy. Don't let that get around, though.
All right.
It's
already around.
It's going to ruin my reputation,
It's already
man.
around, and your reputation's already ruined. Don't you worry about that, okay? I didn't start the rumors. I just moved them along. Let's make sure we're clear about that, okay?
Oh, you mean you helped them along?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Well, I wouldn't want anything to get interrupted, right? That's
No. Being the
gotta keep a
fine,
good-
upstanding
gotta-
individual that you are.
Got to keep a good thing rolling. So
still-
after all that,
I'm still in disbelief of this. There's 1:06 on the clock.
there's less than 30 seconds on the clock, so I think they're just going to play this one out as Van der Zalm will give way, and Howell, he'll return the favor with a couple slashes back. Cooler heads prevailing as the Monarchs are just going to run this out. They are going to see their season come to an end. So congratulations to Sean Gillies, Bobby DeBrone, Justin Kirby Wilson, Nick Krepensek, William McIntosh, Dana Fiat, of course, the trainer, and of course the general manager, Blaine McCauley, as that will do it for the 6th-7th game here as the ShockWave, with a 17-13 win, they will advance to the quarterfinals tomorrow, 4:30, where they will take on the Paris River Wolves. And Blair, before we sign off, just some quick final thoughts about this game.
Well, I'll tell you, I was impressed up until the last minute. It was back and forth, back and forth. Both teams were running. Both teams were creating offense. They were doing well on defense. You know what? I mean, stuff like this is going to happen in playoff lacrosse or playoff sports, period. You just hope it doesn't go to the extent that did. And I really hope that Atwood's not hurt, because he did not look good getting up off that floor.
So we will see what happens. Just to set the schedule, tomorrow 1 p.m. right here, Memorial Arena in Brampton. Oshawa taking on Peterborough, followed by St. Catharines and Paris. That is going to do it for us here today on behalf of JVI Productions, my partner, Blair Campbell. I'm Lance Wynn. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow right here at Memorial.